Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Welcome to the movement. We are the movement, a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a move meant to move. As Annette says, a move meant to move. Every time I do that line, it rolls the neck. So we're a movement to move. We want to help you thrust into your purpose so that you can start living your best life and win. And you could have gone anywhere else, but we thank you for joining us tonight. Annette?
Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. We're excited as always. We believe that we have something to share with the world, so we want to help you win. And so helping you win every win, so we're going to motivate and get you going and get you to the next level. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight.
Exactly. So tonight we are excited about our topic. As always, we like to come on and discuss real life matters, real issues, real things that we deal with on a daily basis. I believe that everybody who joins us at the Winner's Circle is special. Everyone who comes out to Can We Talk every Wednesday is special, and you have something that you're supposed to deposit into this world. And, my partner, Annette, and I, we work very hard to put together resources and discussions and information that we believe is going to help everyone become their better selves. It's going to help you begin to live the best of who you are. We take a lot of pride in our preparation, and we take a lot of pride in just our organization in general, and we take a lot of pride in our people, the people who take time out of their busy schedules and just, sit here and listen to us go on and on and on. We blah, 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 but we talking some true stuff.
Yeah.
But you guys are so patient and you're so kind, and, and we want to make sure that your time is not wasted. That's our biggest concern, is that your time is valuable and that you're getting a lot out of what we're talking about here. So again, always feel free to raise your hand, feel free to type in. We want to know that you're there. Let us know that you're there. So right now, I'm just going to ask everyone to just type in a greeting and type in where you're zooming in from. Just let us know where you're coming from, and then we're going to go forward from there. So we have people from a lot of places that come on here. So, it's a little exciting to kind of see. Daytona Beach. BJ is on the train. I don't know where are you now, BJ? Between South Florida and Miami. Well, actually, she's coming from way down south. So I'm coming to you all the way from this wonderful city way out west that people like to pick at me and say they have to pack a lunch to come see me, called Pembroke Pines. But that's all right. So Miami is in the house. Winter Haven is in the house. So we got some people from a lot of different places. So we thank you for stopping by to join us. Daytona Beach, we see you, Sharon. So I want to pose some information to you. I want to just kind of talk about this thing. I know you all have already seen our topic. If you live long enough, you'll experience days like this. And some of you who are in the over 40 club can really attest to this. You wake up one day, you look around, and everything feels strange. Everything looks strange. And then you think behind you to the years that you have behind you and realize, wow, who am I? I don't know who I am. Yeah. What have the years behind me up to now meant? And sometimes it can take you off guard when you wake up and realize, oh my God, I'm 45. What have I done? If that's you, I want you to type in, I can relate. Because I know a lot of you can relate to this. I know I can relate. I can relate to how it feels to wake up one day and you feel like you're in a maze. You feel like, I don't know how I got here and what happened and how my life ended up in this place. But I can tell you one thing, I can relate to that. And if that's you, I see y'all coming in. I can relate. I can relate. I can relate. I can surely relate. It's a very it's an uncanny feeling. It's that type of feeling that you start to wonder, and I don't know if you ever felt like this, Annette, you start to wonder, like, why have I really wasted my whole life?
Yeah, you're right. Almost becomes surreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It becomes surreal, and it becomes, I'm going to mute everybody. Hold on a second. I forgot to do that. Okay, Annette, I've unmuted you. It becomes surreal, and it becomes unsettling.
Yeah.
You feel unsettled, and you feel like almost anxious and afraid, like, wait, I'm starting to approach those years that are going to wind down, and most people retire at 65. Oh my God, is it over? Am I just going to rock in a rocking chair and be hard of hearing and all of those things that we equate to quote unquote getting old? So when you can relate, and by those of you who can relate to this, then you understand that when you got there, you were on a mission to really find yourself. It's like, I got to figure this out. You start searching and seeking God for answers. Yeah. And if that's you, just type in yes. You started seeking. And some of us have been here, and we're actually active in this point where we we found it. But for some of us, we may be at the point of finding it or trying to figure it out. So, but for those of us who've gotten to the knowing point, we go to another level where we actually know, and then we have to figure out what to do. And it's like, oh my God, what do I do? So then you have to figure out what you're supposed to do for what you know what you're supposed to do. So when you get past that point, you start operating in it, and then you start looking like, what have I done? Because you get this little brave moment, like, whoa, what do you just launch out into the deep? And you're like, oh, okay. All righty then. Okay, I feel like down. You're flapping in the wind. And that's what happens. So, but I want to tell you that, tonight we're talking about how we get to those points. And when you get to the point that you actually know, that's the best place to be. There's not a more liberating experience than knowing. I mean, just knowing. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know what my purpose is. I know what my goals are. I just know.
Yeah.
I just know. And so in knowing, that part of the process is more liberating than anything. It's like, oh my goodness, now that I know, I can do some things. I can make some things happen. Now that I know, life makes so much more sense to me. I don't have to live in that dark, mysterious cloud because now I know. And so at this point, we started off talking about our topic tonight. And I need y'all to, for those of you whose hair is kind of done and who hair might not be quite done and who, want to just show your hand in the view, I need you to open up your camera for just about a second. Because I got a little something that I want to share with y'all. We got something that we want to work. We got something we want to work. I got something that I want to share with y'all. And I need y'all to come on and get your little dance on. We're going to dance a little bit. So this is for the young crowd. This is for the young crowd. I see you, Yolanda. Come on. I want to see everybody getting their groove on. Come on in there. Don't see your hands. Ow. Thumb. See, I'm living my best life, and I'm not going to go back. I'm living my best life. That's why I was in the volume there. How many of you feel like that? I'm not going back. Now that I know, I'm going to live my best life. Yeah.
Get it off my shoulder.
It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be when you know. That's the best place that you can be. And sometimes we get so caught up that we become afraid of what we see and afraid of what we're in. But I got another one for some of y'all because some of y'all can relate to this. So this is another little era. This is for that grown and sexy child. See, I done left Yolanda and Keisha. You know, that was their little thing with living my best life. And but see, for all the rest of us, we can get into it like right about here. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm taking my freedom and I'm pulling it off the shelf. And the thing is, we have to get in this mindset because when you know, you can live. When you know, you can live. And a lot of us don't do it. Ow, 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 ow.
Nita having a moment. Go, Nita. Go, Nita.
Let's work it out, girl. See, BJ getting it going on the train. I see you, Kiki. You know your mama ain't gonna open up her camera. Ow. Okay, so now that I have your attention, we done had our dance break. I just had to take y'all there for a little bit. We go there every now and then on here. So now I want to go into our discussion because, you know, like we were saying, a lot of times we get to the point that we kind of get it. We know, we figured it out. We figured out what we're supposed to do. We figured out, you know, for the most part, we figured out most of the story, but we have to go through the process. But when you get to this place that you can truly say, I'm living my best life, then no matter what you're going through, everything is going to start to make better sense.
Yeah.
And I want you all to type this in because this is where we are tonight. Just in case you forgot, I'm here to serve you notice. And I want y'all to type in, I'm living my best life. Type that in tonight. I'm living my best life. Yolanda talking about, that's my jam. I knew it was your jam, Yolanda. I knew who I had. I'm living my best life. And I want to take that tagline because this is what you can't do. I ain't going back. Once you know, you can't go back. You have a mandate to stay in that place. And the younger you are when you know, the better your life will be.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell
you,
because I'm telling you some stuff now, a lot of us can relate to this. Some stuff we already knew. Yeah. But we kind of turned back on it. We stopped really believing it. We stopped really operating in it. We already know what we're supposed to do. But life does happen. But just because life happened doesn't mean that you have to be falling into life's trap. Because life is gonna happen. It's gonna continue to happen. Hello, Stacy, you missed out on the dance-a-thon, but trust me, we're gonna do that again. But when life happens, it just happens. But I want you to understand something. In this process, in this walk, you've got to get to the place that when you know, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to just rest there. Because I know who I am. I told y'all guys, I know who I am. I know what my purpose is. I know whose I am. I know what my goals and aspirations are. I just know. I just know. And I want to stop right there. Y'all know me with the words to know. And there are a lot of different tenses to this particular word. It is a verb. And when you know, you know. And when you know, you know. I want you to understand something. It has both intransitive and transitive definitions. When you know one definition, which is an intransitive verb, meaning that that word is that you're grounded and you're rooted as though you are in cement and you cannot move from that place. Mm-hmm. So when you know, that's to have the knowledge of. That's an intransitive verb. I know. But when I know, which is a transitive place for this verb, to perceive directly, which means I see it and I'm moving because it's now transitive, meaning that it has mobility. You are walking in what you are rooted in. I know that I know. And then the third, that I know, is another transitive verb meaning to discern.
Oh, okay.
I know that I know that I know. How many of you know that you know that you know? If you know that you know that you know, type that in. Just type in I know. Because I already have, oh, mine came out real ugly. You know, I'm trying to type in talk. I know. I know that I know that I know. Oh, Stacey says she's washing her hair. She's listening. She said, hey, everybody. So I know. And if you know, type that in. Type in I know. I know. Oh, you better go, Keisha. Keisha said, I know that I know that I know. All right, Keisha.
Okay.
Type that in. I know, because I know that I know that I know. I know I have the knowledge. I know I perceive directly because I'm moving in mind, and I discern. I discern it. I know that it was placed in my spirit. I know that I know that I know. So when you are there, you would think that this is the same word, but it's not. It's to be sure. To know and to be sure are different. To be sure is steadfast. Now you have the knowledge, but when you're steadfast is transitive. I'm steady in this thing. No matter what rocks me, no matter what waves move me, I'm steady. And I'm reliable in it, and I'm trustworthy in it. I'm steadfast, reliable, and trustworthy. God, you can trust me with this vision.
Wow.
You can trust me with what you're showing me because I believe what you showed me. So I'm going to do what I need to do. So you can trust me that I'm not going back. Because now that I know, I'm living my best life. That is freedom that you can't buy. And I had to really come to that conclusion because when I look at my life, sometimes I look at my life and I'm like, oh my God, I've done a lot of stuff. What else am I supposed to do? How much further am I supposed to go? Oh God, I'm supposed to do all that stuff all over again. I'm supposed to travel all over again. I'm supposed to impact the world all over again. Because some would think, wow, I've seen everything. Because I have seen almost the entire world. I've been on almost every continent. But it's different when you go with a purpose. See, I went to work to just do things and to see. And I got to see how people live. I got to know their culture. I got to know what it was like there. And then when I hear things on the news about different places, I think about the fact that I've been there. When I see bombings happen in Turkey and Istanbul in the airport, I've been there. When I see things that happen in London in the subway, I've been there. When I see things that happen all over the world, I've been there. When the tsunami happened in Thailand, I've been there. And it could have been me being wiped away because I've been right where the tsunami hit. I've been there. I've been where earthquakes and stuff have hit Japan and annihilated an entire community. I've been there. I've been these places. So I've been there, but when I go to different places again that God sees fit for me to go, it's with a purpose. Because now I've lived and I've done things different. I know my purpose. I know my goals and aspirations. I know whose I am. I know that I know that I know. And I'm sure I'm steadfast, reliable, and trustworthy. God can trust me with the information, and he can trust me to do that. And that's where all of us need to be when it boils down to our purpose. Whatever your purpose is, whatever it is that your business or your ministry is, you've got to get to the point that you know it, because you can't teach something that you don't know. I can't share things with you that I haven't lived. We tell you all the time, we're not psychologists, we're lifeologists. We have lived and we've experienced, and we're walking into some winning situations, and we want to share that. Because when God blesses you, he doesn't bless you to just keep it all. He blesses you so that you can become a blessing to someone else.
Yeah.
So when you know and when you're sure, you have to get to the place that you understand, in understanding who you are. And that is that you're quality merchandise. And you have a brand, you have a check, a quality check There are certain brands that you see, and when you see a certain check on it, or when you see, for instance, a lot of us have been eating organic, non-GMO. We've been doing this transformational health thing. So when we're doing stuff like that, when we go into a store and we're looking for something, we're looking for that label that tells you what it is. And there's a label that stands behind its product. So knowing that your quality merchandise, because remember, you said you know, and you said you're sure. So when you know and when you're sure, you know who you're representing. So when you're representing who you're representing, God has a mark on you. You have that check. Your quality merchandise. And others will know you by the fruit you bear. Come on, people. Others will know and understand that you are not like everybody else, that you come with special qualities and special things about you that are meant to impact lives. Trust me, people will recognize you. I don't care where you are. You could be in a room with people who don't even speak the same language. They will recognize. Just like game recognizes game.
Yeah.
People recognize their likeness. They recognize when you're real. They recognize when you're authentic. They recognize when you're fake. So that's why you have to know and you have to be sure, because in those two places, you are representing a higher quality that has put a stamp of approval on you. And when you understand that your quality merchandise, sorry, I'm like talking and I forget to even put up my points. But when you understand that you know, you're sure, and your quality merchandise, you will be purpose driven. You won't be going back and forth. Because remember that, Keisha and Yolanda's version said, I ain't going back and forth with you. And y'all know, all y'all have heard the song in its entirety. Y'all know what he say after that. I just cut that part out because I like the song. I like what I like what it represents in that piece. So I just took that little piece and I just looped it. I made my own loop. I'm a little DJ, kind of sort of. But when you're purpose driven, you're not going to go back and forth. You're going to stay focused on what's ahead. So that's what we have to get ourselves to and understand. Like, I'm in this thing. And because I'm in the place that I know and that I'm sure and that I'm quality merchandise and that I'm purpose driven, I am living my best life. This is the best version of me because I am obedient to the call. I'm obedient to my purpose and my dream and my vision. And there's nothing but good that can come from it. You have to believe and you have to know. And when you believe that thing, when you see the vision, when you have that dream and you get that thing, you're like, oh my God, you wake up like, oh goodness, God showed me something. Oh my goodness. And then you take that dream to a vision and that vision to the pursuit of purpose. That's when you know. So you can't go back and forth on what I know, I think I know. Well, I know, I think I know. I think I know, I think I know. I think you're going to be somewhere in a nut house looking for your third thumb.
Yeah.
You only have two. So stop going back and forth on your purpose, because a lot of us do that. We become indecisive. We start questioning our own destiny, questioning our own abilities, questioning God, questioning everything like he don't know what he's doing. Stop going back and forth. Well, I don't know if he told me to do this or not. I really thought God told me, but I think I misheard God. No, you're either lazy, scared, or it's not moving like you thought. You have to figure out what the issues are.
Yeah.
Figure out what the issues are. Get rid of the limiting beliefs, get rid of those issues, and be sure, and be purpose driven. Because you're quality merchandise. And what you have, somebody needs. People need jobs. People need hope. People need inspiration. People need motivation. People need a lot of things. And you're not called just to go through that same clock every day. You're called to do something much bigger. And all of you know it. Everybody on here knows it. Because if you didn't know it, you wouldn't be sitting here listening to me and Annette every Wednesday for this time period. If you didn't know, you wouldn't be on here. But you know there's something that you're supposed to be doing. So we want to encourage you to get past that point. Right? Amen, everybody?
Amen.
Like we just say amen, again.
Perception is a must. How you perceive who you are and what you've been called to do is a must. You got to think of the bigger picture. To keep the bigger picture from becoming nothing more than a dream, you must frame it.
Oh.
You got to take that dream, that vision, that mission, and begin to frame it.
I'm gonna type that in.
And what happens when you frame it, it allows you to lead others. Because if you don't have your stuff together, you haven't framed your vision, you haven't packaged your vision and your dream, you won't have the ability to lead others. And also when you think of the bigger picture and when it's framed, it keeps you on target. It keeps you focused. It reminds you what you've been called to do. So you won't, like Anita said earlier, you won't get off and say, well, I don't know. Well, maybe it should. But if you frame it, and when you frame a picture, you close it up and you cover it up. You still you're able to see the picture, but because it's framed, it makes a difference. So when you frame it, you're getting ready to be able to share what you have. You've packaged it so you won't be going here and there. You got it framed, and it allows you to see what others see. It's important to be able to see the point of view of other people. Even though you have a vision and a dream or a mission or whatever, it's still good to know what others see. Mm-hmm. Like what we do, we have to go and look and see what others see. Because even though it's our brand and our mission, our vision, and we've packaged it, we still need to do our due diligence. We need to go and find out what we've been called to do and work that thing out. And it opens up, it expands your world. Mm-hmm. Now, because of the movement, I'm able to see more than Daytona. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you get limited.
You do.
Because I can see the bigger picture now. I've framed it. Now I'm able to see it. I know it's more to life than DCF. Thank God for my job. But I know it's bigger than that. Mm-hmm. That was just a small frame. When we were growing up, we used to take those little bitty pictures. Well, that's sort of what DCF is, even though I've been there 30 some odd years. But that was not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is where I am now. So where I framed it. And it gives you permission to learn something unique. Once you can see the bigger picture, it opens you up. It allows you to see stuff you never thought. In fact, it allows you to see stuff you didn't even know was out there. That's because true. We're so limited. We limit ourselves. We think because we're from a small town, or we think, because we're from the whatever side of the track that we can't see past that.
You know what we do though, too, Annette? We limit ourselves. I read this somewhere. We limit ourselves to 24 hours.
Yeah. Ooh.
We limit ourselves to 24 hours. And we repeat the same 24 hours for years.
It becomes a vicious cycle. It's over and over. Nothing changes. You get up. It's almost like, I know the Bible says brand new mercies every day, but today looks like yesterday and the day before that. And the only thing is changed is time, but you're still doing the same stuff. I get up in the morning, the same routine. Nothing changes. Nothing to look forward to. I got to pay these bills. So we get conditioned to live that way. You become conditioned because you haven't framed your life. You just live your life. You just get up in the morning and there's nothing. I did it for years. No hope. I did hope on the fact that I was going to get a paycheck, but life is more than that. When was the last time I took a risk, decided to step out of the box? When the last time I had a vision, a dream, and really worked at it? When was the last time I said, I'm not going to be afraid anymore? So that's why we need to frame our lives and get ourselves to a place that we can actually see a vision. Because when everything's so wide open, this is my frame right here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not saying I'm not going to go outside of that, but I've already got that in my eyesight. I see the movement. I see gifts. I see anarchism. I see that because I framed it. Now I'm working on getting to that place. Mm-hmm. So we got to think outside of the box. Think of the bigger picture. It's bigger than you. The movement is not about us. God just using us to get it out there, but it's really not about us. It's about all the people we want to touch, all the people we want to motivate, all the people we want to push to destiny, all the people we want to, pat them on the back and say, atta boy, that's an atta girl. That's what we're about, to help you get to the next level. So that's why we see the bigger picture. And whatever you're doing is for somebody else. Trust me. I always go to the cooks. I mean, so what if you can cook if nobody never tastes it but you? So it's bigger than what you have. That's why it's important for the books and whatever that God have called you to do. So think of the bigger pictures. But not only that, we must need to focus on the lesson, not the issue. We spend so much time focusing on what is wrong that we never get to look at what's right. Because if you spend so much time finding what's wrong, I did that one day. I started thinking over my life. Okay, what is some of the positive things about my life? Because I can come up with a whole lineage of negative stuff. And then when I begin to think about the positive stuff, I'm like, oh, I have a nice personality. Oh, I'm kind of cute some days when I really want to hook myself up. I begin to think about all the things I offer. I was a decent mother. I'm a good friend. I pray. I'll pray for you. I'll fast with you. So we need to begin to look at all the positive things about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So focus on what you have, not what you don't. Don't compare yourself to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that lesson a long time because I may not want to walk through what they had to walk through to get where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to look at other people and think that's how our life is going to be. No, your life may not. And we do it. We oh man, look at that house. I remember a long time ago when I was married to Yolanda's father, and he had a cousin, beautiful home. And I was like, I was kind of like, oh man, look at that house. It was good. Walked in there, and they had been in there for a long time. Not a stitch of furniture. It looked good on the outside.
Wow.
But when I walked in, there was nothing in there. So that's how life is. It can look good.
Oh, come on. You better preach tonight.
But what happens when you walk into somebody else's life and you say, I don't want this? You don't know the tears they cried. You don't know the financial struggles they had. You don't know. All you see is the glory without the story. And I never forgot that when I walked into the house. And it was so interesting to me, not because they didn't have furniture, but because they had the house for a long time. See, it took all they had just to get the house. I guess they say the furniture coming later, so don't be envious of other people because, they may have the house, but ain't nothing there. You may look at people, they look wonderful, but it's nothing there.
But they're hollow.
They're hollow. Yeah, they put up this facade. And we're so busy want to be like, I want to be like them. No. Also, leave your failures and regrets in the past. You can't change yesterday. I spent many years of my life wishing and thinking I could have done something different. I can't change it. So, if you focus on an issue that you can't change anyway. Because if I could change stuff, there's several things I won't even begin to say what I would change.
Okay.
But I can't. So I have to pick up where I'm at and I have to go forward. I have to make the best of whatever my life has to offer. That's why we're living our best life. Even though I may not have everything, but I'm living my best life because I'm on that journey that God had called me to. That's how I know I'm living my best life. It's not about my money. It's not about my car, my house. It's that I'm on the right path that God has for me, for my vision, for my dream. And also, when you focus on lesson and not issue, you got to learn life is not easy.
Yeah, it sure is.
Nothing was promised. Nobody promised that life would be easy.
Nope.
It's not easy, but it's so worth it. It's worth the fight. It's worth the tears. It's worth the disappointments. Because if you keep focused and you keep your eyes on the prize, I guarantee you there's something at the end of that rainbow. Life it's not easy. And stop listening to negative thoughts. They will drain you. Sometimes because I'm a thinker. I mean, Yolanda was talking about that earlier. I'm one of those people that when I go to bed at night, I replay what happened during the day. And I replay stuff like, dog it, I wish I'd have done this, I didn't do that. So those negative thoughts, they drain you. They
do. You walk in a room with somebody who's a negative Nancy, and the whole room just goes down. I cannot stand that.
I can't either. I can't either.
I start drifting off, and they start talking about their problems, and it's like, well, this happened to me, and I had this problem and that problem, and my baby daddy and I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I have left the building.
That is so annoying. And I've encountered that. We had somebody one time on the job, everybody's walking around like, she just like that. Just don't say nothing. I said, wait a minute. She don't control my day. Hold up. I'm not tipping toe around her because she has a problem. That's between her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play that. And I went to start talking to that sister. We're not, no, you're not going to be the one to establish my day. Because if we're not careful, because of certain people, you have people, just don't say nothing to a child. She just like that. I don't care if she just like that. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's why you have to distance yourself.
That's right. You have to. You distance from negativity. You
people like that will bring you down with them.
Yeah, they will. I mean, because after a while you'll get mad. You sit up
and you don't even know why
you know why. The whole, and have you ever been in a room when somebody walk in, the whole atmosphere shift?
Yes.
Because, here come negative Betty. You already know she ain't never got nothing good to say. Nothing is never right. The food not good, but a plate running over with food. Chinese food ain't even good, but you done ate about this your second plate. Hold on, negative Betty.
There was a guy that I worked with years ago, and nobody from this audience would know. There's a person I worked with, and he was known for that. He always had something very negative to say about his own life, his own surroundings. So one day he was leaving the studio, and somebody said, "Bye-bye, see you later. Have a good day." He said, "Yeah, I'm going home to my sick wife and my 3-legged dog." And when he walked out the door, everybody just laughed because the guy was standing there like, because it just threw him off. And it made everybody laugh because it's like, that is just him. He's going to always say something negative.
Yeah.
It's always going to be, it's like, why would you say that? It's all right. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good night. You have a good night too. Exactly. Yeah, I'm going home to my sick wife and my 3-legged dog. I'm like, what?
But you have people, but when you distance yourself from negativity, your thoughts become more positive. You feel better physically.
Okay.
And you attract more positive people. And that's just a fact. Because people will drag you down. There are some people, I'll be like, oh gosh, here she come. Because you already know. And I don't ever want to be when I walk through the door, people say, oh boy, she ain't got nothing good to say.
Mm-mm.
You mean to tell me out of 24 hours you ain't nothing happened good? Nothing.
Or they walk in with an attitude.
Yeah.
Like one day they have an attitude, or like moody people. One day they have an attitude. The next day they're walking in, hello everybody. So people don't know how to receive you.
Yeah, they schizo. Yeah,
everybody has a bad day, but there's some people just moody.
Just moody,
and that's aggravating to me too. I don't like moody people. I don't like to be around moody people.
And you know what, Nita? I hate when people make excuses. Oh, they just like that.
Mm-mm.
They ain't gotta.
No.
Listen, I don't want to be around you. Child, she just like it. No. Well, then she need to get better, or she need to stop coming around because you're not going to ruin my day. I've had days ruined. I've gone to places. Hey, hello everybody, how you doing? What's good about it? Oh, here we go. So, so we have to make sure we avoid that because you're going to have negative people, and there are days we're negative. And when you're like that, sometimes you may want to shy away from people because that rubs off. You walk in the store and, everybody laughing and talking, you walking and, you're walking there, like, oh man, so you have to make sure, but also you got to change your tune.
Change your tune.
Change your tune. I won't say that right.
Best time.
It really means to express a different opinion of behavior in a different way. So, and it made me think about a quote that I wrote, and I did talk about this quote before. Sometimes you got to rethink what you thought. Because so we have to be careful about our opinion. We have to change our tune about how we view things, because just because you see it that way don't make it so. And sometimes we're so rigid that we don't want to change. We don't want to say, you know what, maybe she has a point, even with your brand. You know, if you hire somebody to help you, listen to people, listen to somebody who professional. I'm not saying that you have to walk away from your vision, your dreams, but be open-minded, you know, change your tune.
Mm-hmm.
You have to seek to understand. People tend to disagree when they don't understand each other. We disagree. Look beyond your own triggers. Look for similarities. Be a good listener. Take responsibility for your own feelings.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Use positive language. Take responsibility for your own feelings. Because what happens, we want to say, oh, she made me mad. No, obviously there's an issue anyway. Because, you know, the Bible said out of the heart,
the mouth speaks.
The mouth speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that stuff, like, she made me curse. No, baby, that curse word was already sitting on your heart. It was just waiting for the opportunity to come out of your mouth. So you just have to change it to express. You know, it's all right to have a different of opinion, but don't let your opinion be so staunch
that
true. Impose on somebody else, because you don't know everything. And you have people think they know everything. No, you don't, baby. You ain't lived long enough. Methuselah didn't live long enough. You know, so, you know, change your tune, change the way you view things, you know, be open-minded, you know, hear people. When people talk, this is one of my problems I had. People would be talking to me and I'll be looking at their mouth, you know, I don't hear what they say.
No.
Because I tune them out. So, no, and it's a bad habit. And you know, yeah, and I used to be just looking at their mouth and I'd be thinking, because I'm like, I really want them to hush, because I'm not listening to nothing they say. But then that I had to change my tune, because what if they had the answer that I had been seeking? But because of my way of thinking and my you know, my bad behavior, because that's a bad behavior, I missed out. So now I listen to people even when they're not really saying nothing, but I listen because, you know,
you're just polite. You're being polite, and you never know. You never
know. When we're on here,
it may be someone that you need to help, and it may be someone who's there to help you.
That's right. And we want you to hear us. You know, we want to be able to share what we have. So that's so important. You know, I still go to church, but they used to always say, you know, listen not only with your ears, but with your heart. And it took me a while to really understand that, because I could hear it in my ear gate, but it don't go anywhere. But if I could hear with my heart, it stays. So that's why it's so important. Perception is a must. You got to make sure that you think of the bigger picture, focus on the lesson, not the issue. Distance yourself from negativity. And like Anita said, change your tune.
Change your tune.
Keep your stride. Keep your stride. How you gonna do this thing? Stay on target. How you walking? So change your perception of diversity and failure. I was a little conflicted with that when I was studying. I said, oh my gosh, you know, I'm not quite feeling that. I don't know what you mean, change my perception, my diversity. But I started studying. I was saying it was talking about stereotype. It can be negative impact of perception. Our perception influenced by a complex array of factors. How we see people based on their age, their sex, their ethnic background, sexual orientation. So we already size people up. We've already came up with an idea of who we think they are. I can tell a whole story about a person I don't even know, and most of the time I'm wrong, but I've already came. So we've already had that stereotypical type of way of how we view people.
There's a thin line between discernment and you just stereotyping someone or second guessing someone or questioning someone because of what your perception of them is.
Exactly. And so we have to really be careful with the ethnic background and sexual orientation and social status and religion, because everybody not going to be a Baptist and everybody not going to be Pentecostal, you know. So we have to be very careful how we cut people off, because they don't fall in our little circle of people. And so we become very stereotypical, and this impacts you negatively and people, because people are great people. I've met people I have nothing in common with. They don't believe nothing I believe, but I was able to relate to them. Sexual orientation. Well, I'm to the point with that. That's between them and God. I have a responsibility to love people. I have the responsibility to motivate people.
Period.
Yes, that I see, because I've learned I didn't reach down and got dust and form you. I didn't do that. So I believe what I believe, and I don't stray from that, but I don't allow my belief to be so staunch that I can't love people. The Bible says, with love and kindness have I drawn them. So if my face always boxed up, so but also it's a selective perception. A tunnel vision occurs when only a few facts becomes your main focus, and you ignore anything else. It don't matter. You already came up. You got your facts, and you think you know that person. You have a selective perception of who that person is. A person. Prime example. A person may be heavy. First thing, well, they need to stop eating. Well, how you don't know they may have medical issues that leads to that? My grandson it's one of my third grandson. Yeah, he's heavier than the other ones. I had to count. He's heavier than the other, but he had a medical issue. So people see people, they already perceive that they need to push away from the table. Or if a person parks in the handicap section and they get out of the car and they walk it, oh, ain't nothing wrong with them. But how do you know? You've already made a perception based on what you see and not what may necessarily be going on with that person. So we have to be careful and also beware of the first impression. We say first impression is a lasting impression. I disagree with that. Because there have been people that I've met first impression, I didn't like them. And I got to know them. I like, dang, they all right. But it was based on my bias. So I had to change my perception of diversity and failure. I have to make sure, and we have to make sure when we go, wherever we go, whatever your brand is, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what culture you'll be going to. You don't know what diverse a group of people. So we have to make sure that we don't allow our personal bias to stop us from doing what we've been called to do.
Yeah, we'll do that sometimes. Our own personal bias of diverse situations, and then our own perception of others' failures and our own failures.
Yeah.
So we have to change the perception of those things. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, we do. And and another thing, we're so busy looking at Sister Sally down the street because you were her jacked up self, but you forgot to go get that mirror and really pull it in front of you and say, wait a minute, you jacked up too. You just may not be doing that. So again, our perception, we tend to look at other people and their shortcomings and whatever they may be going through, but we don't really look at our own. And we do that because if I could focus on somebody else, I ain't got to really look at the real deal with myself because I'm jacked up too and I need some help too. And I need to change my perception too. So that's what we do. So we need to make sure we change our perception of diversity and failure because you don't know, what's going to happen with that brand of yours. And then that next is to make the choice to keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
I call that the M.O.V.E.M.E.N.T, to keep it moving. I was driving home from running errands this week and saw a flashing traffic light sign near a construction site that I've probably seen 1 million times. It said, expect delays ahead. Consider alternate routes. This time, however, the sign really began to mean something to me. How we got to the point when we are going to the next level in our business, in our organization, that we have unexpected delays. How do we handle unexpected delays? Do we throw in the towel and say, you know what? I had planned to do A, Y, and Z. But because of this unexpected delay, I'm just going to throw in the towel. Have you considered an alternate route? Should I stay on the road I'm taking home, or is it time to turn off? What if I decide to take another road and then I get lost? Should I choose possible frustration and delays and stay on the path that I know will take me where I want to go? What's the worst thing that will happen if I just take a left turn? We have to make a choice to keep it moving. You're going to have unexpected delays. You're going to have stop signs. You're going to have detours. You're going to have also, with your organization, you may have to consider an alternate route. And I'm saying that to say this, even with something we're working on, our goal was to have it done by now, but we had to consider alternate route. We had to, because we had some delays. So you got to learn how to keep it moving, even with
the delays.
Yeah, even with delays, even with alternate routes, even with the stop signs, even if you have to go across waiting on, because actually in Daytona we had where they still lift up the draw for the bridge. So they're fixing all the bridges. They only have one. So now if you're getting ready to go across the bridge, sometimes you have to wait, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So you got to learn how to keep it moving, even when it's some things that you can't do anything about. So you may have to take another route. You may have to turn left and not go right. You may have to even make a U-turn and go back. But you got to keep it moving. You got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. Say, I'm gonna take a risk. You know, it don't seem like it's going the way I want it to go, but I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna do this. Why? Because I believe that it's worth me keep moving. I believe that I've been called to do this. So I have to make a U-turn, and I have to do what I have to do to keep it moving. Like you said, we got to do, and we got to know that we know. You have to know even when you have to stop. My daughter was saying there was an accident on 95 in Jacksonville. She was saying like for 2 hours that it was so bad. She said they just cut their car off and just sit there. Now, she was on the way to work, but because of an accident, she wasn't able to get where she was going. But after 2 hours, she made it. So sometimes you may not be able to get where you want to go to right away, but don't give up. She could have easily turned around and went back the opposite way because the traffic was fine going the opposite way. But she had a destiny. And I'm here to tell you, you have a destiny. And regardless of how it looks, keep it moving. Don't give up. It's going to happen. Life is just life. God give us some of idea what to do, but we don't have everything. And I realized something about alternate routes. Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes we have to slow up. Sometimes we have to stop. We just have to. So make the choice to keep it moving, even when you don't want to. Remember, we told you believing is a journey.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we talked about believing is a journey. And it's you have to know that you know. You have to have that thing out on the inside. Because again, you may get to the point where it don't look like it's going nowhere. Have you ever had a dream that everything's going well and all of a sudden it stops? But believing is a journey. So even when it stops, you got to make sure you're aware that
it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process. Because the thing is, we walk into the belief and we believe at the moment. But then when life happens, it starts to make us waver and question. Yes. But that's the journey. The journey is that when you hit those road blocks, when you hit those stumbling blocks, that you keep moving past that. Because your belief gets stronger after each pause.
That's right.
It takes a minute. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And you don't have to feel like you failed because you may rock. It doesn't mean you're going back. You just feel a little unsettled because the belief is a process. It's a journey.
That's right. And it's a continuous process. Even when you get to where you think you want to be, there's still other places you need to get to. It's a continuous cycle. You continue, but if you don't believe along the way, you're not going to make it.
Mm-mm.
Because there's going to be some things that look like like, man, I thought this would be this way. Oh, I thought it was going to be this way. Even with us, I was looking for things to be a little different. But you know what? We still have not stopped. We're still believing, and we're still on the journey. And we're going to keep going. And we're here to encourage you to keep going. Don't give up.
Because you can't rush the process.
Yes.
There's a timing, and God's timing is perfect.
Yeah.
So you just keep the stride and keep believing on your belief journey, because in due season, everything that God promised you will come to pass. It will.
It will. Because when you take...
want it to happen right now.
That's right. And see, that's not, well, that's the generation we're in. But when you walk and you stride, it's a constant movement. You stride. It's a constant movement. So we just want you to know it's a journey. Don't give up. Believe. Get that thing down in your heart. And next is unleash the power of the inner you. There's something on the inside of you that only you can tap into.
Mm-hmm.
When we were created, and I just firmly believe this, God gave us all a vision. He put something on the inside, and so many of us will never tap into it for various reasons. Because sometimes we get stuck, like even in my own life, I've been stuck. It's like something me and Anita talked about. I told about my brother, how we used to call him Spin. And they used to call him that because he was good and crazy, and he would drive all crazy. And spin means spin tires on pavement. And that's how I felt in my life, that I was just spinning tires, burning rubber, and going nowhere. So, to unleash that power, you got to watch your self-talk. We keep talking about that self-talk. Is your narrative positive or negative? Know what you want. You got to know that you know. Know your strength, and also know your weaknesses. I do have some strengths, but I also have the weaknesses. Eliminate the what ifs. Stop saying what if I coulda. Well, just do what you can. You'll be surprised what you can do. I remember when I first started with the movement, and Anita showed me how to change the lettering on my logo. Oh, I thought I was the bomb diggity. Okay. Because even something that simple meant the world to me, because then I was like, this opened up a whole nother world to me. And I started looking at others. I say, whoa, something that simple can mean the world. So even if whatever you can't do, don't worry about it. Somebody can.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can. I can't write. Claudette can.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you need, so whatever your weaknesses are, my strength is writing quotes and stuff like that. But a book, oh boy, man, I'm not good. Forget about being perfect, because you never will be. And speak to that thing. Speak to that inner you. Begin to say, I know I'm more than a conqueror. I know I can do this. I begin to tell yourself positive stuff. God, you put something on the inside of me. Show me, help me to get it out. Help me to be able to bless somebody with what I have. So I talk to myself all the time. I said, God, I don't want to be a failure. God, I want to be able to tell somebody about how I made it. And when I look at my own life, I'm getting ready to turn over to Nita. But when I look at my own life, and I think about all the stuff I've been through, and I've been through probably more than I even remember. And I mean, Anita was talking about some stuff, and she reminded me of some stuff. But I believe that I went through what may have taken me 20 years. Because if I share that experience with somebody else, it may take them 20 days. I believe that we go through stuff to help somebody else. Nita's traveled all over the world. Now somebody will listen and say, wow, she did? Man. So when you hear people's stories, you can say, wow, she overcame that. She was going through that. She had a baby when? So all this, I believe, because that happens, it unleashes something from the inside to allow it to come out, so I can bless somebody else. I can tell the 14-year-old little girl that you can make it even though you're pregnant. I could tell that person who's been married and abused that you can make it, because I walked through that. I can tell somebody about being depressed and, oppressed and, barely making it and don't know how to pay the bills. And I can tell people that about that. So what God has done for me, he's unleashed the power of the inner me. And now I can take that power that's been there all along, but it's been laying dormant. And we talked about the onion. It's been laying out. After those layers begin to come off, then the inner me can come out and I can be able to share with others. So keep your stride. Change your perception of diversity and failure. Make the choice to keep it moving. Get that Kim anointing going. Remember, we told you believing is a journey. Unleash the power of the inner you. Keep your stride.
Yeah, Annette, when you're talking about unleash, it's of course, I'm going.
I know you are.
It's a transitive. It's a transitive verb, and it means to free from, or to let loose, or to set in motion forcefully. When you are setting something loose, it's a freedom. When you get the freedom in your heart and in your mind over the things that have held you back, you have walked into a freedom. And a lot of times, remember, the slaves didn't know for a long time that they were. And even after they were free, they still had the slave mentality.
Yeah.
So some of us have to get past the mentality of being in bondage or being held back because of mistakes that we've made or whatever, and unleash the power of the inner you, because there's power behind all of those circumstances, behind all of those storms, because it's an intransitive, it's a transitive statement that's waiting to emerge, meaning that there's motion, there's power that is moving. It's like a pot that's boiling and it's about to boil over. Wow. You just have to take the lid off and release that steam so that the power of all of that that's on the inside can be on the outside. So I just wanted to kind of go there a little bit,
Can I say preach, preacher?
So now that we've come to that place, this is where we are. You have to understand that even though you may not be operating completely where you feel like you're supposed to be, Ebony, even though you may not feel like you have everything all together, Marilyn and Danielle and Brenda and Stacy, you may feel like, you don't have all of the pieces. There's still something that you can do. And Stacy, you've been walking in that. There's still something that you can do in your purpose. And you have to take all of that, knowing that it means to know, to be sure that you're quality merchandise and you're purpose driven. You have to have your perspective in the right place, think in the bigger picture. And that said, frame it. You have to focus and distance yourself from negativity and change your tune. And when you do all of that, you keep your stride. You change your perception of diversity and failure. It's like you don't look at all of that the same. And you make the choice to keep that Kim anointing and remembering that believing is a journey that is going to happen over time. And therefore you can unleash. And when you free yourself from all of that, you can live. Yes. Live. And it's good to live. And I want y'all to type that in, live, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people exist, but we very rarely take the opportunity to understand that we're free. And when you're free, the Bible says that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. And when you have liberty and you're free, you don't exist. You cease from existing and you live. I want everybody to live. I want to see everybody live their best life. That's what we're talking about tonight. And when you can do that, you don't have to be in bondage to anything. You can enjoy life because it's short and precious. You only get one. You get one round at this thing.
That's it. One shot.
And when you're here, make the most of the time that you're here. And even if you're starting today, I'm telling you from experience, even though God blessed me to see so many things, and I lived a decent life. I had a lot of enjoyment over the years. Now, I've had my share of heartache and pain. Trust me. I have been through depression. I've been through some very difficult situations in my life. I've experienced some of the same stuff, but at the end of the day, for the most part, the good has always outweighed the bad. So, but I've come to the point now that I know that I know that I know. When we talked about that from the beginning, I know that I know that I know. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know my purpose. I know my goals and aspirations. I just know. I have the knowledge. I have perceived. I discern. I'm sure. So I know that I know that I know. And now I can live. I choose to enjoy life now. It's a choice for me to like take everything that I look at those years. We talked about in the beginning how we look behind us. All of us have gotten to that point. We look back and we're like, man, what has all of these years been up to now? Who am I really? Now I know. And now that I know, I'm going to take what I know and I'm going to keep my stride. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to enjoy life from here doing exactly what I know that I know that I know that I'm supposed to do. And I'm going to be proud of my brand. You have to be proud before anybody else can be proud. Because when you're proud of your brand, you create your own opportunities. You kick down every door. You make every move work. You make every situation work. You find those revenue streams and you learn how to make the brand continue to live because it's your baby. You're proud of it. And you're going to raise it. You're going to nurture it. You're going to do all of those things because now you're enjoying life. Just like that mommy who has that new baby. You're not going to let the baby walk around with a hat sticking up on there. I hope not. You're going to call the baby that's so pretty because when you walk in the door with that baby, everybody's like, oh my God, she's so cute. And oh, does she get? Oh, she's walking now. Look at her. She's so cute. So you want that type of enjoyment. And it's an enjoyment. You see the mom looking like this. You know you dressed that baby cute because you want everybody to say she's cute. So just like that. You have to create your own opportunities and you have to make that brand live. You have to make it look good because your quality merchandise, remember you have that check. And in doing all of that, there's something that we all need to really make sure that we're doing. And that is to practice daily self-love. Love is the key.
Yeah.
That daily love thing, let me tell you, and it's not just loving yourself, but it's loving God, loving you, and loving what you do, and loving others. Because you have to love people. In order for you to do the work that you have to do, and all of you have something that is meant to impact lives.
Yeah.
Lives. You're meant to impact lives. And in knowing that you're meant to impact lives, you have to practice what you preach. And trust me, I've been in this place where a lot of days, I don't have great days every day. I'm human. And you are human. You're not going to have like this bubbly great day every day. No, you're not. You're going to hit some stumbling blocks. You're going to have some issues. You're going to have some problems. But because you know, and because you have a perspective, and because you've chosen to keep the stride and live, then you have to wake up every day and love it no matter what. That's that unconditional love. I practice daily love. Love is the key. Love God, love me. I gotta love me. I love me. I don't care who don't love me. I love me some Nita. I love what I do, and I have a love for people because I want to help people, and I want anything I can do to help people. I want to help. So I have to practice that daily because trust me, some days I wake up like, oh God, I don't feel like it.
Yes, you're gonna have those.
I wake up some days like, oh God, do I have to? There's some days that I wake up and I feel just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time I get to Wednesday, I just can't wait. I can't wait. I'm very excited coming on. Trust me, I'm so excited coming on. But the process between the Wednesdays is a tough process.
Yeah.
It's a tough process. I have great empathy for pastors who have to get up every Sunday before congregations because, you know, people be looking at your shoes. I don't like them shoes Pastor got on today. Don't let his hair be crooked and his part be all the way over here, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, we find all kind of things. Don't listen to so-and-so come in there with, you know, and she got on flats that day. Well, why she ain't got no heels on? You know, people are so judgmental. But, you know, we have to get ourselves to the place that we understand that between the time frames, those are hard moments. And all of us, no matter what it is, if you have to prepare for your class for the next week or the next month, if you're teaching school, or you have to prepare for work and you know you have a big project that you're in charge of, and you have to prepare for that. If you have to prepare for classes within your own brand and your ministry, there's a preparation process. And it pulls on you. It pulls on everything in you. But the love for God, the love for yourself and what you do and for others is what's going to keep you going. And that's why you have to wake up every day with that love present. And if you don't wake up with it, you have to stir it up.
You do, yeah.
You have to stir it up because you'll very easily pull yourself down into the dark. So you have to wake up. And sometimes I have to like jar myself a lot. It takes a lot some days for me.
You know what, Nina? Sometimes even when you don't feel well, you know, because I was Saturday, I didn't feel.
I know you were sick Saturday, and you had
and you know, but I did, you know, I did.
I tell my students that all the time. They call me, I have a sore throat, but then I'll see them on Instagram chilling at Chipotle, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, but you had a sore throat, but you know, if your throat was that sore that you can't even go, that you could go, that you can't come to class, but you can do Chipotle with your friends and hang out and be at the beach and everything else, then you are not doing well by your brand.
That's right.
You're not doing what you're supposed to do because, trust me, there are a lot of people that have a sore throat. There are people who go to work with a fever and with a broke toe.
Come on,
so why you get up with the sniffles and you can't do something, but I see you talking and giggling and laughing on Instagram? No. Your perspective, your whole perspective is off. You don't have your priorities in check. So I tell people all the time, you have to keep moving regardless. Because sometimes you don't feel well, but practicing that daily love, practicing that, keeping that stride going, those are the things that are going to help you continue to be in this process of living your best life. Because you're right in the middle of it. You're living your best life. And in all of that, you embrace peace. Because when all of these things fall into place, there's a peace that comes over you. There's a peace in calamity. And the Bible talks about the peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't even understand why you're so peaceful. Some nights I go to bed and I'm like, whew, I'm so peaceful. And I could care less about the turmoil that I probably have to face tomorrow. Because you know what? It's another day. And whatever, even if I didn't deal with something today, when I wake up tomorrow, it's a whole new day. And whatever was on me then, I throw it behind me. I don't even care because I'm going to tackle what I have to tackle that day, period. And I'm going to embrace peace and I'm going to continue to live. I want to continue to live my best life. And our whole purpose with the movement is, again, and we say it all the time, we want to help you thrust into your purpose so that you can start living your best life and win. And that is the ultimate goal. And that's where we are. We just, you know, I'm telling you, this thing excited me so much. And I'm going to go back. Ebony, I want you to open up your camera. Brenda, you home. You probably cooking or juicing or whatever. Stacy, open it up. Yolanda, open it back up because I'm taking y'all back. Some people didn't get a chance to get their little groove on. And some people are like, what are they talking about? This one is for Yolanda and Ebony. See, this is their generation. This is your generation. Come on, open up your cameras. Don't let us get this dance on by ourselves. I see you, Ebony. That's what I'm talking about. I see that smile. I see you smiling, Yolanda. Stacey, I know you getting your hair done, but I know you getting your little groove on. Sharon probably waving her hand.
Yes, she probably is. Yeah. In that chair. Where you at, Sharon?
See, this one is for y'all. That's y'all version. Look at that. We got to do something for that young generation. Because that's their thing.
Right, Jason, break it down.
And so we say, we ain't going back. I ain't going back for y'all. I'm going to keep my stride. I'm going to keep moving because I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And when you know that you know, ain't nothing going to stop you. Can anything stop you on that? Can't stop me. And see, this is for the older crowd. So y'all young crowd, think y'all want to come in on our, look at you, Ebony. Don't be coming in on ours. This my age group. I share with y'all. There you go, Brenda. This is our thing right here. We got to take what? Okay. I see you at that. So you know what? You can always tell the age because we're going to show the But you see, you ain't seen Ebony shoulders move. You haven't seen Yolanda's shoulders move. That's because they're moving in the other area. But I don't care. I move all of it. I'm determined that I'm going to live. Nothing and no one is going to stop me. I'm going to live. Oh, I see the baby over there getting his thing on. Mm-hmm. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Some on my shoulder, Nita. Let me get up. Some on my shoulder.
All of you live. We want to know that you know. We want you to be sure. You're quality, Brenda. You're purpose-driven, Brenda. And we all have to see the bigger picture, Yolanda. We have to focus on the lesson and not the issue, Sharon. We have to distance ourselves from negativity and change our tune. And then you got to change your perception of diversity and failure, Stacey. And you got to make the choice to keep it moving. Remember, and we told you this, believing is a journey. When you're free of all of that, you can unleash the power within and live. All of you can live. All of us can live. This is what it's about right here. Mm-hmm. Woo!
Yeah.
I feel that thing all the way down to my toe.
Yeah, I got one jam some more now. But I'm a little tired, I ain't gonna lie.
How y'all feel? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? Talk to us. Open up those mics. I want to hear some. I know somebody got something to say tonight. I know somebody got something to say. How you feel, Ebony? We ain't seen you in so long. I see you open up.
I've been so busy.
I know.
I've been so busy trying to settle in and get a lot of things done.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing a lot of I've been doing a lot of self-love.
Mm-hmm. Good.
This past month or so. And I realized that's really what was stopping me from doing a lot of things that I've been trying to do, is not having that self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm actually starting to put that stuff into focus. Actually, this week, my son asked me. He said, "It's Wednesday today." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, okay. It got to be Wednesday because you on your thing."
Out of the miles of days.
So they know I try to tune in every chance I get, but I didn't get a chance to get all of it. But what I did get a chance to soak in, I soaked in. I'm usually cleaning and whatever while I'm soaking everything in and doing everything. But I took a lot in, and my main issue was self-love. That's what actually stopped me from doing a lot of things that I needed to do. Being in the camera or being too afraid to show my work, to show, my work, being too shy and scared that people might not like my work and everything like that. But I'm progressing. I'm slowly progressing. I'm organizing.
Good.
Everything that I'm learning, and I'm organizing everything to go in the order that I need to go in. Thank you, baby.
Good. Well, we're so happy to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I know you were on last week. You didn't get a chance to see you.
No, I've been tired. I've been dealing with some health issues, and then my children was dealing with, they had fevers, and it was a whole lot going on. I swear, literally everybody had to go to the ER last week.
I believe it. Yes, there's been a lot of people sick.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad the babies are better.
I'll be looking better in the camera, so I'm clean.
Well, I'm glad you're better. I'm glad you're better, and I'm glad to see you. It's always refreshing to see you and hear your voice. You're a blessing to us, and we just want to keep this thing moving. Yeah.